Hey, gang, Brian here with our friend and Seattle's favorite orphan, Billy Gates, in the news these days. We decided to delve deep into the Seattle Sucks and Mechanical Freak archive and dig out our best material on Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation and compile them in a series of episodes that we're going to be releasing over the coming weeks. Today, we have for you a great start here. We have Greg talking about the Bill Gates Netflix documentary where they talk about the Gates Foundation from the Medieval Times episode from October 15th of 2019, followed by a discussion of Bill Gates' feelings regarding the wealth tax and how to make friends and influence people from our episode Blue Screen of Death from November 17th, 2019. Anyways, I'm sure there's nothing incriminating or horrible in these two discussions. Just a celebration of, like I said, Seattle's favorite orphan. So I'll see you all at the movies.
Hey Greg, did you get a chance to watch that Bill Gates doc on Netflix?
I did. I did my homework.
Sweet.
I took a look. Yeah, I know it's interesting because they sort of break it into three parts. And the first one is about this. The premise is sort of this author, this journalist in the '90s, sort of wrote this piece asking why do people all over the world, and including largely children, get the sort of fecal-borne diseases that are so common in so much of the world just because of where they're born.
Sure.
And then Bill Gates sees this, and over the course of the next decades, he sort of uses his enormous wealth through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to take a different look at that and say, well, it's not just all these, billion kids don't just get diseases because of where they're born. There's a deeper analysis that needs to be made here. It's because we haven't invented the best toilet.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think so. And it's interesting. He said this also. His lifestyle is very different and kind of intriguing, although it would not work for me.
Wait, like about a kid?
No, Jeffrey Epstein. That's Bill Gates on Jeffrey Epstein. And then
Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, he also emailed his colleagues saying the next day after visiting Jeffrey Epstein, a very attractive Swedish woman and her daughter dropped by, and I ended up staying there quite late. So like I said, it's about future toilets.
Okay, well, moving on from that uplifting, rad topic, I think we're going to talk about our good friend, little Billy Gates.
Yeah, he's got to be defended, guys.
Bill
Gates is under attack.
He that guy who
the billionaire
knew
defender
Jeffrey
has logged
Epstein?
on. Yeah,
is that the guy you're talking
about? Yeah.
That is
Is there something else that is
he's a little known friend of Jeffrey Epstein.
We're
kind of digging into the corners of the Epstein verse to bring out these more obscure characters.
Okay, because that's the main thing that occurs to me when I hear that name.
Well, I mean, there are lots of reasons we could be talking about Bill today. It could be that picture that he posted on Twitter of him putting his nose in a tube and writing about poop perfume. It could be his ties with his regrettable friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. It could be
I'm purist. I stick with the classical whale poop perfume.
Well,
to each their own.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Epstein thing is funny because, one of the crux arguments about what we're about to get into is that billionaires know how to spend their money. And the whole Epstein thing was that he wanted to create this relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and his foundation, which, by the way, don't look into the Clinton Foundation and the trafficking of children in any way. But yeah, he wanted to create this relationship between the two of them because, he just thought Epstein lived a cool life. And, he's admiring of it. So what do you think that relationship was?
Beautiful Swedish women or something?
Yeah. It was a mother and her daughter,
Oh, yeah.
and they just stayed late into the night. No big deal.
Cool.
So just imagine. I'm not saying that he wanted to create this relationship so that he could fuck children.
No.
But just imagine that that might be a possibility, and definitely is what he was doing.
Yeah, and this is wrapped up in the MIT funding thing, right? Like this was kind of how they got intertwined. Well, so we're actually going to talk about Bill Gates on the wealth tax topic because this has been pretty popular these days with Bernie Sanders, I believe, leading the pack, and then obviously Elizabeth Warren pretending like she's
coming up with her Bernie Sanders light program as usual. All the kids these days saying those billionaires got to get taxed.
Yeah, they are, and it fucking owns. They're on TikTok doing rad shit. But so there's this great thread that I think encompassed like a lot of Bill's deepest thoughts on this, and I was thinking I could just read this down. So are you ready? Greg is like, I think he's asleep.
We'll do a tweet at a time, and maybe Greg will wake up.
Yeah, we'll see how many tweets do you think he'll make. Oh, looks like 0. Yeah. All right. So this is by Teddy Schleifer.
Yeah, he's just quoting Bill Gates from an interview.
He's just quoting. It says he writes for Recode, which is something to do with Silicon Valley creating and spending money. So anyway, let's just get into it. Bill Gates on a wealth tax. I've paid over $10 billion in taxes. I've paid more than anyone in taxes. If I had to pay $20 billion, it's fine. But when you say I should pay $100 billion, then I'm starting to do a little math over what I have left over.
He doesn't answer that question.
No.
He doesn't answer what he has left over in that scenario.
Well, I do love his comment, though, that I paid $10 billion in taxes. That's more than anybody. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, you're the richest person that's ever lived. Like, yeah, you might pay more in taxes in that case, but like, just such fucking horse shit.
Yeah, so as of right now, if he paid
overtaxed billionaire,
if he paid $100 billion, he'd still have $7.1 billion left over.
I love that. I'd really be counting my pennies if I only had $7 billion.
I mean, I'm gonna have to cancel my Netflix. What's her fucking? Melinda won't be able to go to yoga every day. She'll have to scale back. I mean, we only have $7.1 billion.
We might have to, Airbnb part of the mansion,
Yeah, cut back on some of those monthly boxes that she's getting. And also that poor people support dog.
Oh,
that might get cut.
Yeah. I mean, pets are very expensive. So
yeah, I just love the idea, too, of like, one, just laughing at the idea of like I have to count my pennies once I only have $7 billion.
Shut the fuck up, nerd.
But the idea too of like, when most people, because we're all broke, pay our taxes, we're all counting our pennies, right? Like, because you have all the fucking money, so we have to pay for everything. So,
right?
Yeah,
thanks.
Cool. That's a thing that's not common American experience.
I'm broke before I pay my taxes.
Exactly.
Piece of shit.
Like, counting my pennies most days. Me and Greg, and shout out, by the way, to all the Seattle Sox fans who we met up with at the street fight shows this weekend. But me and Greg literally went to a comedy show the other day where there was a whole 45-minute to an hour set that was literally just stories of going to check cashings, check cashing shops, right? It's like, yeah, motherfucker, we're broke, no sympathy.
Damn, yeah, that's real. So Gates goes on, whether he'd meet with Elizabeth Warren. I'm not sure how open-minded she is. or that she'd even be willing to sit down
Translate as too old for Gates.
with
Does she got any grandkids?
oh damn, dude, or that she'd even be willing to sit down with somebody who has large amounts of money. This is their weird lobbying
This
for
is
like
like
being a person of wealth.
Yeah. No, this is like he's playing the card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's playing the wealth card.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Well, and there's like a certain
We need affirmative action for rich people.
Yeah. Well, William Taft, when he was still just a fucking shitty lawyer, in like 1899, had this big speech when he was like kind of stumping for Roosevelt a little bit. Had this speech before, I think it was Harvard Law, where he said, he's like, there is a discriminated against minority in America, and that's the wealthy. Since we're right back in the Gilded Age, I guess we should just like start putting that on signs.
We need that rhetoric to come back. Gates is asked who he'd vote for in a Trump versus Warren election.
Trump.
He doesn't directly say.
Trump.
He says he'd vote for whoever has the most professional approach
He's voting Trump
to the presidency, even if he disagrees with them. I hope the more professional candidate is an electable candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a person who just said he wouldn't say he would vote against Donald Trump. So
Yeah, that's
off.
literally at this stage of the game, that means Trump. He's voting for Trump. Yeah, come on.
Hell yeah. Bill Gates says he's open.
Probably did the last time too, honestly.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Bill Gates says he's open to taxing philanthropic gifts to private foundations. That's great. That's good news. All right, Greg. Greg's yawning. How many more tweets?
Mm-hmm.
How many more tweets will we have of his hot takes? All right, Bill Gates.
takes.
Should we abolish billionaires? Maybe I'm just too biased to think that if you create a company that's super
You should
valuable...
just stopped right there. Maybe I'm just too biased. Yeah, you are.
To think.
The end. Yeah, to think as well, yeah.
that at least some part of that you should be able to have. Yeah, we just covered you'd have 7.1 billion.
Billion, you piece of shit.
Yeah, go fuck
off.
yourself.
You would still be richer than literally all of humanity prior to this point.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
A little bit for consumption and the balance to do philanthropic things. So again, like, I'm a god. Don't you understand? Do not question me. I know what's right for my money. You
How am I going to ruin America's school systems if you don't let me keep my ill-gotten gains?
The toilets. Think of the toilets, gentlemen.
Yeah. Guys, I can only put 50 million cameras in toilets with that amount of money. And I'm thinking hundreds of million.
Ooh.
Whoa, now that's a conspiracy take right there.
Dude, he's a fucking fecal freak, man. All these rich people are fucking. They all got their weird sex things, and Bill Gates clearly likes shit.
Don't kink shame the rich.
Bill Gates on why he doesn't spend his billions on U.S. elections. I choose not to participate in large political donations.
Absolutely false, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, and then also, like, I choose not to. I would like to choose not to.
Yeah, I know.
Do a lot of things, you piece of shit. There are times it might feel tempting to do so, and there are other people who choose to do so. What is this, like, mealy-mouthed garbage language?
Why even quote this part?
Yeah,
Where's
what the
full
fuck?
quote, dude?
No.
But I just don't want to grab that gigantic megaphone, he says.
The Gates Foundation almost
I have
entirely...
a billion tiny megaphones.
Yeah, they almost entirely
100
funded
billion.
that shit fucking propaganda piece Waiting for Superman that was used to attack teachers' unions across the country. Like, he is personally responsible for the destruction of hundreds of schools across the country.
Yeah.
All of which, nobody got a vote. Only Bill
Right.
did.
Yep.
Bill just showed up and fucking destroyed them. And it's like, yeah, you definitely don't engage in politics or
No,
anything like
not at
that.
all.
You're definitely not backing, anti-union. Yeah, sure. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, 100%. Bill Gates on his meeting with little Jeffrey Epstein. I made a mistake. in judgment that I thought that those discussions would lead literally to billions of dollars to global health.
Mm-hmm.
I thought my penis entering a child hypothetically would lead to global health. And I give him some benefit by the association. So I made a doubly wrong mistake there.
I thought he was like, oh, I thought that'd lead to billions for global projects. I mean, there's so many children out there. And the guy's like, to help? And he's like, yeah, to help.
Yeah, that's what I
That's what I meant. And I mean, look, I will give Bill Gates the benefit of the doubt that maybe he wasn't part of the child rape program. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie Herzog. The whatever you want to call it program that Epstein ran. Maybe he was just part of
Pedophilia
whatever dumb fucking thing she learned on 4chan. But like, whatever MRA board she's hanging out on these days. But maybe what the thing he was a part of wasn't the child rape program. Maybe he was just part of Jeffrey's eugenics program.
Hell yeah.
Because we do know that he's a Malthusian and he does want to cleanse the earth.
Yeah,
so.
he probably wanted to have like 1,000 children or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, well, for every one of the 100 inseminations with Jeffrey's seed a day, the Gates Foundation needed to match that or better with sterilizations of women in Africa.
Oh yeah, basically.
So, yeah.
Holy shit.
He's like, man, Epstein's giving us so much money to put mercury in these vaccines. Yeah, Bill Gates fuck up, dude. He wants to reopen Cold Spring Harbor. He's like, we need to get that card system going up so we know what everybody's racial makeup is again.
Oh, yuck. And I like that this is enough.
Yeah, he's not a good guy, guys.
This is it. I believe him. That's all. We don't need to push this at all. We just hear him say sorry.
Yeah, he was friends with Jeffrey, by the way, after Jeffrey's first battle.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, which was extremely public.
Yeah,
conviction.
Yeah,
child rape.
Yeah. Gates says it's tricky to rock a rhyme. To recruit billionaires to sign the Giving Pledge, especially so overseas, because of the need to vet them. I feel bad. We probably will at some point accept someone into the Giving Pledge, and it will turn out that their fortune is a disreputable fortune.
You were friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Can you believe this shit?
He's saying, chances are there are other serial child rapists out there right now who are also on the Giving Pledge. So just it's a ticking time bomb. So just chill. And I'm still going to recruit people and make that mistake again. So
all these fortunes are disreputable also, so go fuck yourself.
Right. As opposed to his
Saudi
reputable
prince.
fortune. Yeah.
Which Saudi prince is the fucking cool one?
Yeah, exactly. Eat shit. Oh, I forgot. He might like that. Bill Gates
Haven't already got something in common, I guess.
Bill Gates says targeting should not be allowed on political ads. But he also says that corporations should not be fact-checking political ads. No private company can or should make those judgments.
I mean, honestly, that's true.
Oh, hell yeah. Here's a new book for you guys. Bill Gates says he's working on a book about climate change due out next summer.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait for that shit to
if
drop.
you're the person actually writing that book, definitely hit us up. I should ask my friend who read the Paul Allen book.
Yeah. If you're the ghostwriter out there. Sorkin, do you have any interest in space? Bill Gates. No. Sorkin.
Not enough kids?
Your neighbor in Seattle likes space. Gates. He can have it. He can have it.
Damn.
Wow. He can.
He
can buy it.
Yeah, he literally can. That sucks too.
Well, yeah.
That's Bill Gates saying I choose not to colonize the universe.
Yeah, basically.
No, he's like, I already got continents, so you can have space. Jesus.
Well, what he knows is that because, again, it's not going to be Elysium for rich people. Earth is Elysium. So I'm sure that Bezos wants all of us future space slaves to be as healthy as we can for when we're jettisoned into orbit in some fucking asteroid belt.
Yeah, those be
If we can
mines.
withstand the radiation long enough to.
Well, do you think that, like, you know how in the race for empire leading up to the First World War, how, like, the countries that got in late had to get, like, the little crappy imperial pieces? That basically, like, Bill Gates has all of Africa. Like, the Clinton Foundation owns Haiti. Like, you know, like, everybody got all the good pieces. And now Jeff Bezos, because he's, like, late to the game, just has to take space. He's just trying to make the best of it and be like, yeah, dude, space, it's cool. And then all the rest of them are like, dude, we have the best, like, sex law, like sex trafficking and stuff going on Earth. He's like,
no,
you can sex traffic in space, guys. You can fuck aliens.
Perfect. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. He's out to get some ET.
Yeah. Ever since I was a little boy, I dreamed of fucking an alien. I'd look out into the stars. Man's potential
and I would touch
to
myself.
nut in space.
What was that? I think you had that joke where we were talking about his rings that he was going to build in space, that he was going to put his dating profile like on the outside of the rings, just in case any passing aliens see it.
If it's big enough, they could see it on like a powerful telescope.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
halfway across the galaxy.
We're almost done with this. Gates is joking here, he says. Worth noting that he is far more willing than most billionaires to say they should pay more taxes. That's not what I heard from this, really. Mm-hmm. He's for a higher estate tax and says more tax revenue is needed. But he calls for a middle ground and says he worries about too high of taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Bill Gates, this is the last word here. You really want the incentive system to be there. You just want that incentive system.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go a long ways without threatening that.
Yeah, you really can. Yeah. You can go all the way down to someone's subsistence.
Yeah.
Their incentive to keep on living
at all.
And it turns out that incentive is alive and well in most people, you piece of shit.
Well, isn't it interesting that this very thing that keeps him incredibly wealthy is this thing that we just absolutely need? I mean, what a weird coincidence.
Yeah, that is odd.
I mean, it's good for him that he turned out to be on the right side of that one, I guess.
Yeah, like, I just wish my incentive system had acted like his.
It would have been really weird for him if he believed the same thing but had no money.
Yeah, I know that.
So
that
it's really
would be odd,
it's very convenient that he believes this when he has a lot of money. And I will say, like, for all the Bill Gates like love that, I mean, of course, when these things post, everybody fucking clowns on it and shit.
Yeah.
But of course, the loyal dogs come out.
Got a cape for this guy.
Yeah, cape for Bill Gates, like he needs it. And at existential comms on Twitter, who I think is a like tech worker or whatever, had posted this thing that I thought was actually the most succinct story of Bill Gates, which is Bill Gates made his money by extinguishing free software and forcing us to pay him a tax just to turn our computers on. This was only possible because the state was ready to violently enforce his intellectual property. He didn't create a computer revolution; he destroyed one. And yeah, I think that's like the summary of Microsoft's grand innovations. Yeah.